So let's zoom into our communities. Today, we are focusing on water shortage. Well, the concern is that a number of people in parts of the country are not getting access to water, and this is troubling. We will focus on the Savannah region and also the Ashanti region. But first, let's go to the Savannah region, Damongo to be precise, and let's bring you this report filed by our correspondent in the area, Malik Ghazari, who filed this report from the Savannah region, specifically in Damongo, about water shortage.
Despite the provision of boreholes in some parts of Damongo, many residents still lack access to safe drinking water. The high cost of purchasing water has become a major concern for households. One resident, Daudu Haruna, said he spends 150 Ghana cedis every month on a tank of water. He added that, due to the scarcity, he is forced to ration water for his family.
Borehole over there is a borehole that faces Hangaline, Alasankura at the same time in Barupe. And people from Zongo also comes here to fetch water. And when you come here, a borehole drum is 6 cedis. And in the morning when you open this borehole, from 6 o'clock up to 12, you see that the water doesn't flow very well. So we are pleading on the MD, Honorable Adamuta Wakilu Galus, and our MP for Damongo, Lawyer Abu Jinapo. They should come together and see whatever they can do to get the good people of Damongo potable water so that we can survive very well.
Another resident expressed worry that the persistent water challenges are discouraging professionals posted to the area, as many turn down offers because of the limited water supply. Residents are therefore appealing to authorities to urgently collaborate and address the situation.
Say a rainy season, yeah, by a dry season, you better console, sir. You bet me out console 3 o'clock, crampo. Ebeba 6 now nyenyen so 3 o'clock anopa 3 o'clock. Oh sorry, e konsu a ebebo anopa 6 o'clock na nyenyen so. Nti yesre oman. Omboa ye ne nsuo no nti ye bre wo Damongo ha.
A tanker driver, Mustafa Yusuf, explained that due to rising fuel and electricity costs, the price of a drum of water has increased from 10 Ghana cedis to 15 Ghana cedis.
They are complaining it's very difficult for them to buy the water. And secondly, our roads, where we go to find the water, the roads are very bad. So if we didn't increase the water prices, if the car spoil, it will be very hard for us to repair it or maintenance it. That is why we increase the prices of the water. I'm even thinking of making it 20 cedi because the economy is not helping us at all. Things are very difficult. Yes, whatever they will increase, it will also affect our price because when they increase, we also increase. And the people will complain. And we can't do anything about it.
So that is the issue coming from Damongo and water shortage, and they are appealing to the various authorities. Chris, in the interview, one of the residents said that we are pleading to Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo, who is the member of parliament for Damongo and now the ranking on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. He was the former, or is the immediate past Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. So it tells you that the residents there are much interested and they want water situation resolved immediately. Yesterday, we had sort of a similar issue
thing,
from Sigri electoral area, where Martina, who filed the report, stated that the residents in Sigri, they are now facing the water challenge, but the only water source, they are sort of in competition with animals.
With animals,
good.
Yeah.
Today, we are having the same issue in Damongo. We know that certainly there would be sort of climate change impact on all these things, but some sort of respite must be given or remedy must be found to this particular problem. Mind you, we're going to the community, we would speak to the authorities that be and find out from them what really they are doing about this issue. But it looks like it's becoming one too many.
Especially in those areas.
Yes. I think Ghana Water Limited is facing a big problem or is having a challenge trying to resolve the issue of water in this country.
I also think so, because in as much as a lot is happening in those areas, if you look down in Accra, some parts of Accra are also feeling it. When I say some part, I am feeling it.
So you're buying water as well?
Of course. Philip, I told you the other time I buy water.
Wow.
I buy water like last time my water bill came, and guess how much it was?
4 cedis.
4 cedis. I told you, right? It was 4 cedis. First of all, I saw the water bill. I was like, why are you giving me water bill when I've not seen? And I said 40 cedis. I'm like, oh, okay. So probably like 4 drops came in the middle of the night or something.
Each drop is 1 Ghana cedi.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, I think there's a serious water issue that is going on that if time is not taken, it could get worse.
It could get worse, and it's going to get worse.
It could get worse.
Because the Ghana Water Limited has complained about illegal mining also affecting their business or affecting their trade. They are having their machines or their plants outdated. They are not able to pump the water well. Maybe one of these days we will speak to the National Public Relations Officer, that is Stanley Marty, and find out from him what the issues are. Are there plans to resolve these issues? Is the current government giving them the needed attention, among other things? But as you can see on your screens, this is what is happening in Damongo, water shortage in Damongo. Well, the residents are asking that that situation should be solved immediately. As to if it's going to be solved today or tomorrow, we do not know. But for how long can they stay with this situation?
And you know, like we just saw the truck carrying the water on the screen right now. And the truth is, even if you, when you actually speak to the truck drivers, oh my God, there's so much more they can tell you.
Of course.
Yeah, because I've had conversations with the guy that, you know, brings water to my house. I'm like, so why didn't you come? I say, madam, no water there. The water no they come. Where will they go carry the water? The water no they come there.
So they also face challenges.
They also face challenges. So sometimes you think you're calling this guy and he refused to. No, he'll tell you straight that there's no water, and like at the source. So they also face the challenges we are facing. So that's why I feel like if time is not taken, it's going to get worse. And you see, what's happening in those areas, the Damongo, Belpelia, and all those, like, if it happens here in Accra, it's going to go,
it's going to go crazy.
We will all go crazy.
Yeah, it's going to go crazy. So something immediate must be done to ensure that this issue is resolved, because you can't be in a community where you don't have access to, not even the potable water, you don't have access to water at all. So you don't know when next you're going to get water into your barrels, or you're going to get water into your cans, or you're going to get water into your bucket to even take your bath.
You can't even take a bath.
Of course. And because the little water in the house
is for food.
And you are sharing with more than one person in the house.
Exactly.
Because this is a household where children are, and also you have family members, among others, in the home. Some people would have to go long distances to get water. But we will still go down to the community and find out from the assembly members and also the Ghana Water Company Limited and the authorities that be, and ask them what they are doing about this. But we've seen in the report that was filed by Malik Ghazari, it tells you all that the residents there are not getting what they are expected to get. Well, we can't say we are faulting government so much because of climate change impact, and sometimes our own attitude can add up to whatever is happening, because a lady also said that when it's rainy season, well, they do get water. That means they fall on the rainwater, but since the rains aren't in yet, but the southern parts of the country, we are experiencing some rains here and there. But the northern parts of the country, there aren't rains in yet. So it tells you that the people will face the challenge for a very long time. But the question we are always asking is that what can be done in the interim to solve this problem, to give them some sort of respite, to help them get over this challenge, and also to survive, because this, we are talking about survival. On top of it, in the report, it was also stated that the price for a tank or
a gallon,
exactly a gallon, how much you're going to buy it, has now increased. So if I'm not even getting the water now, to add or to compound the issue or to add more sort to injury,
Right.
you've increased the price of the gallon.
True. True.
So it's become a bigger problem that it has to be solved by the authorities. They mentioned the member of parliament's name in there, that is Samuel Abdullahi Jinapol, to get the issue resolved. Just we've not had MMDCs or DCs in these areas across the country. Some sort of confirmation is being done by the assembly member. So as to when this confirmation is going to be done for a particular MMDCE to man the municipality or a DC to man the district, this issue is still going to persist. But we know that the Ghana Water Company Limited should be up and doing to also find a way to resolve this issue.
And
I don't know, but we also need to know where they go to get access to get water, since they are not able to get water in their immediate environment.
exactly.
So it tells you it's a big problem. We are going to speak soon to the assembly member for the area. We are trying to work the lines to see if we can get them immediately so that we can have a conversation with them. But Malik Ghazari has reported, he's joined us live on phone to give us details of what the situation is in Damongo. Hello, good morning, Malik Ghazari. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Philip.
What is the current situation in Damongo concerning the water issue? Is this something, and for how long has it persisted?
Philip, it has been in existence, I can say, almost a decade now, because both political parties have always captured Damongo in, if not in their budget, but it will be in their manifesto. So since 2000 coming down, the problem that Damongo usually used to face was water and road, and the road network was resolved around somewhere 2011, 2012, and now the main headache now is the water shortage and water crisis within Damongo and West Gonja Municipal.
If you say it's lasted for almost a decade, where do the residents of Damongo get their water for the last period of time? That is almost 10 years.
Yes, at first they used to, and even currently, that dam. So as some residents used to rely on the dam that they call the Agric dam. Yeah, that's closer to the Agric College. That's where some residents used to rely on for their water, and some also rely on their domestic wells that they use their own manpower to dig within their compound, and others too with the help of the member of parliament and also some NGOs who comes around, and other government society bodies who also comes around to donate boreholes, mechanized boreholes for some areas. So that's where some residents usually rely on from that time up to date.
And with the tankers, where do they get their water from to distribute to the residents in the area?
Yeah. With the tankers, there is a village, the first village after Damongo called Solete. That's where most tankers usually go for water. And outside, they have done their water system that they even sell for them to also come and sell it for the residents within the Damongo.
And the price for the tanker is how much?
Yes, the guy said, speaking with the driver, he said that they sell it for them at 100 cedis, and they also sell it out at 150. But due to the tariff of electricity and fuel, that they are also compelled to always increase it when tariffs also increases.
All right, so with this water issue, have people actually experienced health issues?
Tata, please come again.
Have people experienced health issues due to, the lack of water.
So what she is asking is that are there health consequences or issues as a result of the water shortage in the area?
Yes, there are health issues because someone can be treating malaria by the, let me just say, over the counter, which is not also recommended. But later on, when the person gets to the hospital, the fellow will now be diagnosed of typhoid. So meaning, due to the contaminated water, that some residents cannot afford to get the potable water from the tankers, and also from the other potable sites that they can get the clean water. They rely on the other water bodies, so which results to typhoid and other related water communicable diseases.
All right, and also, I'm very curious. Do we have Ghana water in those areas?
Currently, as we speak, the former MP is now the MD for Ghana Water Company Limited,
Right.
Honorable Adam Mutawakilu Gali, and his visit to Lebanese Palace after his appointment revealed that, and also reiterated that this will be his first this will be his first work that he would do to make sure that his father, his grandfathers, and everyone involved gets rest of water. And anytime I thought they need water, they will just move to their tap and open it for the water to run for them to use it. So he assured the overlord that whatever he would take or whatever his office would take to get them potable water, he will do that. And to add to that, Kata, the current member of parliament for Damongo constituency, Honorable Lawyer Samuel Abutinapo, also before his first term and he being sworn in for the second term, he also gave out some boreholes which are currently also in operation. So in some areas which I indicated in the story, and not only him, the previous government to NDC2 also provided some boreholes for some other communities. So with this, it's still not enough for the residents to depend on, which is really a headache. As we speak now, I'm currently at one of the boreholes, which the women are all leaving due to the pressure, and the taps are not flowing again. And the one operating it has locked it up and has left, and without even communicating to them, the residents. So speaking to some of them behind cameras, they say that even that they have been there from 5 a.m. up to date, and they have not even had one basin of water yet due to the pressure of the system.
So hold on, you said the person has locked the borehole and has taken the key away. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, if it's there, there will still be pressure, and because it's electricity that the water needs to that the system needs to pull the water from the underground.
Right.
And as he is there, that there will still be pressuring him for him to on the machine, and which will not also be good, which will not also be on the safe side for the machine, which means that the machine also needs to run, always go for maintenance. So with the machine, for the machine to also be able to serve the people, the tank needs to accumulate more water for them to offload it for the residents.
Right.
So with the current happenings, you made mention that there are a number of boreholes that have been dug or done by the current member of parliament. Are all functioning?
They are all functioning. Not only, let me just be very clear, not only the current member of parliament and not only the current member of parliament and the MPP, but both parties and both members of parliament, Damongo constituency, have ever voted for. Yeah. Everyone has ever giving out his quota in relation to the development of water within the Damongo constituency.
So, in the interim, from what you have done as a reporter on the grounds, what do you think that can be done to resolve the issue? Because you have stated that the authorities have tried putting in place boreholes to get the people water. Other measures have also been put in place. Is it that the population keeps increasing? And what do you think that can be done for the people of the area currently to give them some sort of respite based on the report you have found?
Yes, with the water system, it's not the Ghana Water Company themselves with the experts. They can really say where and how they can, what they can put in place to really come in to resolve the water system. Speaking to some residents and also some educationists around, some are saying that Damongo is a rocky area. Some are also giving it that the source rules that where they will go and tap the water from is far, and others, and so many stories which we cannot rely on. So if not the technocrats who can come in and speak to us and give us the measures that that can be put in place to resolve the decades of water shortage within Damongo constituency and West Benga municipal.
Okay, Gazari, thanks so much for your time. Keep monitoring events for us there on the grounds and let us know the update with the issue there. We know that the minister, that is the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and MP for the area currently, has tried putting in some measures to address the situation. The former MP for the area, Adam Wakilu, who is now the Managing Director for Ghana Water Limited, has given an assurance that they are going to fix the problem for them. We are just praying that that promise will be fulfilled. As well, other agencies have also come on board to get water for them. But, Kata, the interesting one is the locking of the borehole
and then leaving
and taking the key away.
Like you guys are disturbing me.
Because from what Gazari is saying, because if I don't take the key away or I don't lock it, the pressure on the borehole, well, we can't bear it. And also, you need to let it relax for some time,
but I feel
so that it can pump the water, or the water can get to a particular level before the distribution can be done. But this is sad.
I feel there should be some sort of communication
to the people.
Yes, at least. You understand?
No,
and you know,
we are
there
humans.
should be a bit of shuttling. You know what, guys? From this time to this time, you can fetch water.
Yes. So
go home. You know, go do other things, and then we'll come back in the evening.
But for all you know, maybe that individual may have communicated to them several times.
And they refuse. Yeah.
Not listen. You know, we are human beings.
True.
Yes.
This also teaches me a lot of things. In as much as we think water is a basic need, which it is actually.
Yeah, it's basic.
Water is finite. It's not infinite.
So you should be able.
You should be able to also preserve water. As we're here in Accra, a lot of people in Accra enjoying the luxury of having water flowing at any time. We see what's happening at the other side of the country. But it's still the same country.
But then again, you can't tell how the communities are designed, because if you have a space where you would have to now dig a borehole or get sort of a tank, or get something to be storing water, how many people are in the house? And even with the space that you create for the storage of the water, don't you think that somebody would just consider building an apartment there, or putting up a structure there? So, like Gazari made mention of, the authorities have tried working around it. It looks like the population is becoming bigger than. And that is what the Ghana Water Limited is also complaining about, that the numbers keeps increasing, and it's also having a toll on the operations of the Ghana Water.
But you see, the UN, when it comes to the SDG, issue of clean and potable water, only
goal 6.
Only 1% of fresh water is what the earth is going to have.
Okay.
So every other water is not fresh. So it's only 1% of
So
water.
all water needs to be treated.
Yes.
Yes. So
it's fresh.
I'm sure that maybe after they've been able to get the water from the ground, they treat it. Like yesterday, the Sigri people, or even before that, Shawane's story from Tamale, Bopela, when they get the water, they use alum to still treat it. And that, in a way, is to keep the water safe for them to drink and also use for their day-to-day activities. But the concern is bigger than what we are saying. It looks like maybe the Ghana Water Limited must do something immediately about what is happening up north. Or more boreholes must be dug.
Exactly. I think there should be more boreholes, because from what we're also getting in Damongo, some areas already have boreholes and some don't. So the ones that that don't even have the access to the boreholes easily are probably the ones that we're watching right now. But like he said, some already have boreholes, and also the pressure sometimes is not kicking in as it's supposed to. I guess because of the whole dryness of the area, that's what's also affecting the boreholes. But I feel like there should be more boreholes. If it's going to be boreholes, there should be more boreholes. And like I always say, it's time for us to learn to also preserve water, because I was reading something, it's actually here. The average person uses 80 to 100 gallons water every day.
Wow. 80
to 100 gallons of water. So let's say for the toilet, 3 gallons per flush. So you do that 6 to 8 flushes per day equals to 18 to 24 gallons of water. And 10 minutes of your shower equals 2 gallons of water. You understand? So I think we should also, learn to preserve so others
water.
can also get. I think that's what's happening here.
The issue looks like it's bigger than what we are having in recent times, saving of water, among other things. Let's bring you the assembly member for Hangalini. He's going to correct me if I didn't mention it right. Electoral area, Kumate Godwin. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
What is the name of your electoral area?
It's Hangaline.
Hangaline. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, please. Yes.
It's in the Damongo area.
Municipality.
Yes. What is the situation with water in that area?
All right. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity this morning to speak to your viewers regarding to the water situation in Damongo. Especially in my electoral area, of course, we all know that the water situation in Damongo has been something that is a bit of worrying to every resident in the area. And so, particularly within this period, the people usually will have to go some distance to put access to potable drinking water. So a number of mechanized boats, hand pump boats built in the community, yes, still compared to what we have to the population in the area, I think much still needs to be done with regard to water in the electoral area. Some weeks ago, we completed a mechanized boat through the efforts of the Member of Parliament, Samuel Napo. Then also had one that was due to some outstanding deals with DRA. Also with that one, we supported us with an amount of 20,000 to be able to pay part of the bill to have the borehole running for residents. We're still calling on the government and the MP stakeholders within the area to see how best they can come together to be able to solve the water situation in my community. Though it is not that easy in my, but in other parts of the municipality, it's a situation that everybody is getting worried of. Thankfully, we have our former Member of Parliament now heading the Ghana Water Company as the Managing Director, and we are hoping that he will collaborate with assembly members, to the municipal assembly, and we need to be able to take steps in resolving the water situation in the communities within the municipality.
All right, so would you say that you need more boreholes?
For now, once it is becoming difficult to be able to have pipelines within the community, the other alternative that we may rely on as residents, boreholes, especially mechanized boreholes. If we have more of mechanized boreholes within the communities, I think water situation will be of a part. We are beginning to see that having a bigger water system is a bit of a challenge. But with the mechanized boreholes, that will help us a lot. Let me quickly also mention that they have started with 4 water system in community called Grotu, which has a reservoir within the heart of Damongo to serve few surrounding, households within the or around the reservoir. That may not be enough to solve the situation, but if we are not getting a bigger solution to this, then we can rely on mechanized boreholes in the municipality to solve the situation.
We understand that this situation has stayed for a long time. Well, our correspondent said that almost a decade. From your point of view as the assembly member for Hunger Line, for how long has this issue stayed with the people of Damongo?
In fact, your correspondent did mention the right thing, but let me quickly say that it's over 2 decades or even more.
Wow.
Since time in memorial, the water situation in Damongo has existed, and but several governments have tried in their own ways to resolve it, but in a bigger water system within the or to the municipality, but that has not seen the light of the day. I think the former president some time ago, in his own efforts, tried, but we were told due to COVID-19 and other reasons that particular thing could not come through. And so we are hoping that with the new government in place, this will be looked at, and then the people of Damongo will have a lasting solution to the water situation in the country.
For almost 2 decades, that is almost 20 good years.
In fact, some of us, I'm close to 40 now, and I grew up to this situation within the municipality.
What is it they've been telling you? Is it that the pipelines are choked? Is it that the place can't get enough water there? Is it that climate change is having the impact is being felt there, among other things? What is really the problem?
You see, growing up, there used to be a water system in the municipality managed by the Ghana Water Company. But along the line, the whole system, went off with. For now, I can tell what actually happened at that time, that the pipelines were stopped. But currently, those lines are not available since. Buildings have come up. A lot of the pipelines have been cut off. I can remember some few months ago, doing some road construction work, we retrieved some of these pipes under the town that we pulled down. And so today, we are going to have a water expedition again. Then they will have to lay new pipes within the area. So for me, it has to do with government's commitment to resolving this particular situation. The past government did mention they are trying to get a water source from Yaki, which is a big distance from Damongo. And so if they can be more committed to this, I think if we can find a solution. So it takes the commitment of government. I have seen that, government that can, though sometimes they add this to their plans, but I want to believe that more attention is not given to this particular situation in this municipality. And so they need to pay more attention to this.
You made mention of previous administration, that is the NPP government, putting in measures to resolve this problem. I know sword was cut for water project. Tell us about that particular project in the area, and what has become of this project?
Like mentioned, shortcutting took some years back for work to begin, but unfortunately, we're told a number of stories, the sort of funding, COVID-19, among others, were the reasons that were mentioned to us that crippled this particular initiative by the past government. But for another, there's COVID-19 fund other issues. And so they resulted to the small water system. That one is almost about completing. That one is almost completed. And that's being done by Ghana Water Company.
Right. So how many dams do we have in Damongo?
Within the municipality, we have about 3.
And what's their condition?
First, one of them at some point dried up, but the empty pump dredging in that particular area to speak with water, enough water, that dam. Then there's another one along the drive, an old, that one, okay. Then we have one along the canteen road, the hospital. That one, it was almost, drying up again, but once the rain set in, I'm sure some water will come into that dam again. And so for now, these are the 3 main dams within the heart of Damongo that we can talk about. If we are talking about a bigger water system, that we will be thinking of Yapi, the white boulder with the black boulder along the area there.
So, with residents of Damongo being the assembly member for Hunger Line, how many people will you say are affected by this challenge?
Almost everybody, because with the little water the area, there's a lot of pressure on the careful mechanized boreholes within the township. So I would say that it affects almost everybody.
We understand that for some of the boreholes, are they in the custody of some individuals, and maybe what is the criteria you use to say that take care of the borehole for us? Again, we understand that it needs to take time before you get water to a particular level where residents can come in to fetch the water. Tell us about it.
All right, thank you. Let me take on the part of my community. In the past, the party take strong borehole that anytime there's a change of government, party food projects within the community will take over that mechanized borehole. But before I came into office and as an assembly member for that area, like I mentioned, that borehole was not functional. It had to take the intervention of Samuel Abujulapo to get that borehole working. And so when we worked on that borehole, it was under my care to ensure that there's frequent water supply in the area for the people. But when there was this change of government, then it came again. Party food took interest in wanting to manage people because that has been the tradition within that particular community Hunger Line. And so we have to let it. So currently it's being managed by party food projects within Hunger Line. But we have others that are not in that situation. It's being managed by the community leaders. And there are water board committees within the communities, and they take full responsibilities of this boreholes within those communities. It is only within Hunger Line that when there's change of government, the party just have to take over.
So it means that if currently the National Democratic Congress is in power and is being managed by party foot soldiers, if you belong to CPP or PNC, you won't get enough water, or you won't get water at all, or probably they are serving their party members.
The water supply is open for all.
Are you sure?
Yes, very sure. That I've done a lot of engagement engagement and monitoring on that. It's open for all to fetch from that mechanized borehole.
But won't some favoritism be in there?
No. There's nothing of racism within that area because they are the same people within the community, a bit related to one another. It's just the party system that sometimes make them have some kind of differences among themselves.
And again, if one has to fetch or get water from these boreholes, is the individual paying, and how much is paid for a bucket?
Some months ago, when it was under my care, we proposed that once it is a community water, then they should have a price that every resident within the area can afford. And so a drum of water at that time was 5 Ghana cedis. 5 years, 5 Ghana cedis. But in other areas, or when you are buying from the water tanker, you buy at 15 Ghana cedis. In Damongo, you're buying a drum of water from the water tanker, you're paying 15 Ghana cedis or more. If it is lesser, then it will be around 12 Ghana cedis. And a basin of water is around 1 Ghana cedis. I know.
Wow.
Yes.
And it tells you that the individuals, they are also spending a lot on water.
They are spending a lot on water. They are spending a lot of water. A lot on water.
Wow. So in the interim, looking at all the actions that have been taken, do you think that the activities of human in the area has also resulted in they not getting water?
If we are talking about the activities of humans, then it has to do with the nature of our buildings. How we put up our buildings within the area. Because there are some areas that are waterlogged areas that one can easily get water if you are drilling a mechanized borehole. But we have houses that have taken over that particular location. You cannot seem to have or to put up a public project in someone's land or on someone's land. Yes, and so that is one of the challenges that we are currently facing. We have specific areas that it is easy to pipe water for borehole drilling. But if we don't have proper, building systems, then it affects us when we water.
It tells you that, or we all can identify from this that the various authorities may not have helped us in how the planning of the Damongo area should be like, and that has also resulted in we getting this problem. Do you get a sense that from the Ghana Water Limited there will be a total re-engineering of the water distribution channels in the area so that they can get water? Because you stated that some of the pipelines, among other things, are also the issue.
Yes, but unfortunately, as it stands now, it will be very difficult to do some kind of re-engineering of the Damongo Township. Some of the houses have been old, within the area. Recently, we had an engagement with the urban roads department on how to open up roads within our various communities. There are houses that are directly on roads. But currently, as it stands, if you are going to pull down someone's house to open up roads, then you will have to compensate the person or put up a new structure for the person, which you and I know that government will tell us that they do not have money to pay compensation. So it has been very difficult even to say we are opening roads within the municipality, let alone talking about water. And so re-engineering that one, maybe in the outskirts where we are here to build, then the various agencies can step in, do early demarcations within those areas before people set into build.
So before you go, what is the long-term plan? Because you stated the boreholes, the water tanks, among other things. What is the long-term plan for an electoral area like Angerline?
The the best solution for the entire municipality is to have a bigger water system for the area. And so we are appealing to the government and the current MD, Honorable Damongo, our former MP, and the immediate past parliamentary candidate for the MDC, to do his best so that we can have this situation resolved within the Damongo municipality. And if that is taking us a bit of time, then we can resort to having more mechanized boreholes in our community. That will help us a bit. If not, what we currently have, in fact, is not enough to be able to cater for the residents within the municipality.
Thank you so much, Godwin Kumate, who is the electoral or is the assembly member for the Hunger Line.